we have to have serious conversations about what's went wrong this season for Real Madrid. All of Carlo Ancelotti's tenure here has been, especially in the front line, it's been a lot of go out there and express yourself, lads. And when you have so much talent, it's almost too much talent, and there's almost no system that you could even apply there, which is another reason why I'm worried for Xabi Alonso next year. We got the here we go today, just a couple of hours ago, that Xabi Alonso is going to Real Madrid. The rumors are finally over. There are also rumors that he's going to be there for the Club World Cup.
Which would be crazy. Him and Trent,
I would
too.
love to see him and Trent there.
It would bring a whole different dynamic to the Club World Cup.
It brings a whole new excitement to the Club
Exactly.
World Cup.
Because remember, there's City, too, who have Rodri back for the Club World Cup.
Do they? I thought he was still going to be gone.
I'm pretty sure he's back.
I want to talk a little bit about what Xabi Alonso's team is going to look like.
Sure.
I think it's heavily reported by Marca that he's going to play a 3-4-3, which is pretty novel for Real Madrid.
What do you mean?
It's new.
Okay.
Real Madrid's not used to playing a 3-4-3.
Of course.
And kind of been looking into what the team will look like. And I have to say, I'm
Yeah? You like what you're seeing?
I'm liking what I'm seeing. So they bring in Trent. He'll be like a Grimaldo on the right. Like he'll play that kind of like inverted kind of role where he's heavily involved in the build-up, kind of making underlapping runs and really inverting into the midfield, right? And being a big creator. And then they want to bring in probably a left back. They really need a left back.
They need a left back. They need a center back or two.
Yep.
They need a midfielder or two.
Yes. I think left back before the Club World Cup should be a priority. And I think someone like a Lucas Hernandez.
Theo Hernandez?
Theo
I was going to
Hernandez.
say, Lucas.
Definitely not Lucas Hernandez.
Lucas is staying over here.
Someone like a Theo Hernandez would work perfectly there in kind of like Frimpong role where he's basically an attacker, heavy crosser of the ball,
Or
very impactful and build up from wide.
Another possibility. Why don't you just bring Grimaldo with you?
That's another possibility.
Because let's be honest, that Bayer Leverkusen team will get demolished this season.
You think?
I think so.
Does Wirtz leave?
There's a part of me that thinks he's going to Manchester City.
God, please. God, please no.
Just a small part of me that think he's replacing De Bruyne there.
Yeah.
Let's go back to Xabi, sorry.
Let's go back to Xabi. So yeah, it'll be a back three. Probably, we're saying Asensio. We're saying
Eder Militao.
Rudiger. And we're saying,
Eder
well, you
Militao.
probably bring in a center back anyways. I don't know about Eder Militao, bro.
Really?
I don't know about Eder Militao.
He's just injury prone, or?
In big 2026, we're talking about Eder Militao.
Of course we are. Are we not? He was probably their best center back a couple years, or 1 or 2 years ago.
He literally came back for
It's
one
just-
game this season, then got injured again.
Yeah, it's just
You
the
can't
injury
rely
prone
on
thing.
Eder
Of
Militao,
course.
bro.
Of course.
I think they sign a center back. You know my prediction? Dean Huijsen.
I don't mind it. They're linked with William Saliba as well.
You need a ball player.
Yeah.
You need
one of those two.
You need center backs that are comfortable on the ball and
course.
comfortable giving out some line breaking passes. If you pair that up with a Trent and then an attacking wing back, that's a scary,
Of course.
scary back five.
Yeah, I'm telling you, once this team has an identity, it will be very scary.
I don't know about Chouameni in this team.
Really?
I think if Chouameni does well under Xabi Alonso, it will be as a center back. Wow. I think he's need to be very good in possession. I find.
Yeah.
He is not very quick on the ball in terms of decision making. I think he's a decent 6, but I think he's way better in a 3 than in a 2. I wouldn't trust him in a 2. I'd have Valverde in the 2, obviously, and I'd either bring in another one or you put Bellingham there. I think the most important thing to Xabi Alonso is quick vertical playmaking, and you need players that are really good under press to do that.
Is Granit Xhaka that player that comes to mind then? Like, you're telling me Granit Xhaka was that quick player that can distribute passes and have quick decision making?
He was.
He was.
Chouameni was in there.
Chouameni is a great player.
He is a great player. Maybe
he doesn't fit the system because he's more of a defensive midfielder, but I don't think his work on the ball, when he has the ball, when he's in possession, I don't think it's as bad as you're making it out to be.
Maybe I am overdoing it a little bit. I'm only relaying what I've heard from certain Real Madrid fans and certain like kind of people in the know that know tactic. Like,
right.
This is the Tactico's opinion here. I have to say
Twitter
I don't always
Tacticos?
like the Tactico's opinion, obviously.
Yeah.
But I think they either need to sign depth in that position anyways. I wouldn't put like Modric is obviously not going to be good in that position. I think he needs to leave Real Madrid anyways. Is he not already?
Why keep him at this point?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You need to sign an 8 or a 6 or somebody playing that position anyways.
Could Arda Güler play there?
I think he's way better fitted in like a 10, like as a playmaker. Could have Fabian Ruiz signing.
Perhaps.
Do well.
After he lifts the Champions League?
This is the Champions League.
I will forever
Says, fuck the PSG fans. You didn't know what you had. I'm off to Madrid now.
No, I know he feels very loved now. Everyone's
Yeah.
praising him. Yeah. The biggest problem with the Xabi Alonso team, I think, is going to be the attackers defending. We were talking about this earlier.
That's the thing, dude. That's
I
what
don't
I'm
know
really
if
worried
I
about.
see an Mbappe defending the same way that someone else would defend under Xabi Alonso. I don't know if he didn't do it at PSG. He doesn't do it for the French national team.
Yeah.
This is a guy that runs 8 kilometers a game. That's not a lot at all.
Yeah.
And you're gonna ask him to press high, to defend with your team. It's like the new age of football requires every single player to be involved off the ball. I don't think Mbappe is as involved as he should be.
You're right.
And I think his ego is getting in the way of that because
especially if he's on the field with Vinicius,
exactly.
then it's a bad match.
Him and Vinicius defending. Wow.
bad
If I see that next season, then wow. That might be a miracle.
Someone else we have to talk about is Rodrigo. I think with Xabi Alonso coming next year, I'd be very worried for him. I'm not seeing a place for Rodrigo in this team.
And especially after seeing that Xabi Alonso came out and said, I don't know if he said it, but there's rumors that he really, really likes Arda Güler's profile.
Yeah.
That makes it a lot harder for Rodrigo because
100%.
Arda Güler operates exactly in that area
100%.
that Rodrigo would be operating
100%.
in.
I still think Rodrigo is a very underutilized player at Real Madrid. I think his talents are a lot closer to Vinny's than we even say. And I think his play style and his ability to play fast football is actually much more suited to Xabi's system over a Vinicius Jr. That's a bit of a hot take.
Okay.
But I've been looking a lot into what the system of Xabi Alonso will demand. A lot of that is fast football that Arda Güler will be perfect in. But it really worries me about like a Kylian Mbappe probably up top, where he's done his best football with a partner. I think he's done his best football when he has a traditional number 9 next to him, like a Cavani, like a Giroud, etc.
Benzema in the French national team.
Exactly. Actually, speaking of Mbappe, he's got 38 goals this season for Real Madrid, which is the most ever of a Real Madrid debutant. But I think if you don't include penalties, it's one of his worst goal scoring seasons.
Really?
I think so, yeah.
I didn't know that.
Obviously, Xabi Alonso commands respect in the dressing room, but I'm really worried for him if he comes in, he finds out really quickly that the superstars on this team are not as eager to deliver the system that he wants. He really struggles to get a good start at Real Madrid, and that just snowballs into a really bad season. And we're here in 12 months, and it's turned out to be a nightmare. I'm worried for Xabi Alonso with that. When was the last time Real Madrid had played a 3-4-3? Ever?
Ever? Yeah.
I don't know. And I don't know how many of these players are used to it. Going from Carlo Ancelotti tactics to Xabi Alonso tactics is a rude awakening. And at the very least, at best, they're going to need an adjustment period. Can Real Madrid afford an adjustment period? I'm worried that they can't.
It's a great point.
On the flip side, I think Xabi Alonso is a fantastic manager. I think for Real Madrid especially, he'll be a good man manager.
Yeah.
But you got to be a good man manager quick. And I think he has the tactics to deliver. But will the players be up to listen to the tactics?
Well, I think they will. There's that sense of authority that he comes with because he's played for Real Madrid during their best years.
I agree.
Like he's a Real Madrid legend as a player.
Yes.
Why wouldn't he get the respect as
Yes.
a manager?
Let's say in 12 months' time, him and Mbappe are at odds. They both go to Florentino Perez and they're both complaining about the other. Which side does Florentino Perez take?
I think he takes Xabi Alonso's side.
You think?
Yeah. I think so. You don't?
If it's Mbappe by himself, sure. If it's Mbappe and Vinny,
Maybe. I don't know. You can't not respect a guy like that coming into your team
you can't.
as the manager. You
You
can't
can't.
disrespect it.
You cannot. But they might.
It might-
They might. That I'm really worried about.
Mhm.
It could go really well. It could also go really badly next year.
100%.
I think either way, El Clasico is going to be so fun.
Oh yeah, for the next couple of years, we have a hell of an El Clasico to like
100%.
the entire games throughout the season, where Barcelona will be playing against Real Madrid, even beyond next season.
Yes.
For the next 10 years, we're set. We're good.
Yes, bro. I want to read out this tweet that I saw from one Real Madrid fan. All I'm going to say is Xabi Alonso is going to massacre Barca next season. Their high line is food if you have basic structure, and Inzaghi went 120 minutes against them with a much weaker squad in transition and was only behind for 15 minutes. Scored 7. it won't just be wins for Real Madrid and Xabi Alonso. It'll be utter domination.